My dear friends, let me tell you something, my friend. Confidence is not found in the mirror, in the applause of people, or in the clothes you wear. Confidence begins deep inside your heart, in the quiet belief that you were created with value. Too many of us walk through life waiting for someone else to validate us, waiting for permission to feel important. But the truth is, if you don't believe in yourself first, no amount of approval from the world will ever be enough. You can dress sharp, speak smooth, and carry a smile, but if inside you doubt your own worth, it will always leak through. Self-belief is like the foundation of a building. If it is cracked, everything else will eventually crumble. When you decide to look at yourself not as someone lacking, but as someone becoming, everything changes. You stop asking, "Am I good enough?" And you start saying, "I am growing, I am learning, I am worthy." And that shift, my friend, is where true confidence begins, on the inside, where no one can shake it once you've claimed it. Think about this. A child learning to walk does not ask for approval before taking a step. He falls, he stumbles, but he keeps trying because deep inside, there's no doubt he's meant to walk. Somewhere along the way, life teaches us to doubt ourselves, to seek constant validation from teachers, bosses, friends, and even strangers. But self-belief is the antidote to that poison. When you believe in yourself, rejection doesn't break you, it redirects you. Failure doesn't define you, it refines you. The mistakes you make are no longer proof that you're weak. They become proof that you are growing stronger. The truth is, people are not drawn to perfection, they are drawn to presence. They are drawn to someone who walks into a room not with arrogance, but with assurance that says, "I belong here. I have something valuable to offer." That is the power of self-belief. It lets you stop waiting for others to tell you who you are, and it gives you the freedom to stand tall in your own truth. Now, here's the part most people miss. Self-belief is not a feeling that just appears one morning like magic. It is a discipline. It is a choice. You build it by what you tell yourself, by how you carry yourself, and by the actions you take daily. If your inner voice constantly whispers, "I can't, I'm not enough, I'll fail," then of course your confidence will collapse. But when you start speaking life into yourself, when you remind yourself of the victories you've already overcome, and when you commit to keep moving forward no matter what, your self-belief grows. Every small act of courage fuels it. Every fear faced feeds it. Confidence does not grow by avoiding challenges. It grows by meeting them head on. And when you believe in yourself, you don't need to be the loudest in the room, because your energy, your calm strength, and your steady presence will speak louder than words ever could. So, my friend, if you want true confidence, you must start within. Stand in front of the mirror not to criticize, but to recognize the greatness that already exists in you. Stop comparing your journey to someone else's highlight reel and focus on your own growth. Celebrate your small wins because they are stepping stones to larger victories. And when doubt knocks, remind yourself that doubt is just a guest. It does not own the house of your mind. Own your story, even the broken chapters, because they've shaped you into who you are today. True confidence will never be about having everything figured out. It will be about walking forward even when you don't. And the moment you choose self-belief, you unlock a strength that no criticism, no failure, and no obstacle can take away from you. That is when you stop existing and start truly living, with confidence that cannot be shaken. My friend, the world doesn't need another copy. It needs you, authentic, honest, and real. Too many people spend their energy trying to wear masks, polishing a version of themselves they think others will approve of. But pretending can only take you so far. The truth is, personality is not about how cleverly you perform in front of others. It's about the kind of person you are when no one is watching. Character is the core. You see, personality built on pretending is fragile. It cracks under pressure and fades when the spotlight disappears. But personality built on character is steady, unshakable, and magnetic. People are not inspired by those who act flawless. They are inspired by those who live with integrity, kindness, and consistency. When you stop pretending to be who the world expects and start choosing to build your character from the inside out, your personality becomes something that doesn't just impress for a moment. It influences for a lifetime. Think of the most memorable people you've ever met. Were they perfect? No, but they were genuine. They didn't pretend to have all the answers, but they carried a spirit that drew you in. That's because real personality shines from the inside. Pretending may win applause, but authenticity wins trust, and trust is the true foundation of influence. You cannot fool people forever, because sooner or later, what's inside always shows on the outside. If your heart is honest, it will show. If your spirit is compassionate, it will shine through. And if your motives are pure, people will feel it without you having to say a word. This is why character matters. The stronger your character, the stronger your personality becomes. People may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Character is built daily, not in the grand gestures, but in the small, consistent choices you make. Every time you choose honesty over deceit, kindness over selfishness, and courage over fear, you are building the foundation of your personality. Pretending requires effort to maintain, but character requires courage to strengthen. And the beauty of character is that it speaks for you even when you're silent. You don't need to act impressive, because your integrity will already be impressive. You don't need to chase attention, because your consistency will already command respect. And when personality grows out of character, it becomes effortless. People will naturally be drawn to you not because you're perfect, but because you're real. And in a world full of fake smiles and empty words, being real is rare, and rarity is magnetic. So, if you truly want to improve your personality, stop chasing approval and start building character. Work on your inner world more than your outer image. Let your words match your actions, let your promises carry weight, and let your presence leave people better than you found them. Pretending may give you temporary applause, but character will give you lasting influence. A strong personality is not about how loud you are, how stylish you look, or how clever your words sound. It is about being someone people can trust, someone people respect, and someone people want to follow. When your personality is grounded in character, you don't just walk into a room, you bring light into it. And that light, my friend, will outshine every mask and outlast every performance. My friend, confidence is not a gift that falls into your lap, and it's not something you magically wake up with one morning. Confidence is earned step by choosing action over hesitation. Too many people sit back and wait, saying, "I'll be confident when I'm ready, when I'm perfect, when I'm sure I won't fail." But let me tell you, waiting will only keep you stuck. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes because of action. You don't get courage and then speak. You speak, and courage grows. You don't become fearless and then try. You try, and fear loses its grip. Every bold step you take, no matter how small, builds the muscle of confidence. Just like lifting weights, the more you act, the stronger that muscle becomes. And yes, your knees may shake and your voice may tremble, but the act of moving forward is what transforms weakness into strength. Think of the times you doubted yourself, yet still did it anyway. Maybe it was speaking in front of others, maybe it was asking for an opportunity, maybe it was standing up for yourself. Did you notice what happened? The fear didn't destroy you, it taught you, and with every attempt your confidence grew, not because you were flawless, but because you were brave enough to try. Confidence is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to move forward despite fear. If you wait for the perfect moment when you feel completely ready, you'll be waiting forever. Growth requires stepping into the unknown, taking imperfect action, and learning along the way. And the truth is, the people you admire for their confidence did not start that way. They built it by taking action before they felt ready. Action is the secret ingredient that transforms self-doubt into self-assurance. You can read every book, listen to every motivational speech, and plan endlessly, but nothing changes until you move. The first step is always the hardest, but it is also the most important. Every time you act, even if it's messy, you prove to yourself that you are capable. And once you prove it once, you begin to believe it. Confidence grows not in the comfort zone, but in the action zone. Failures are not your enemy, they are your greatest teachers. Each time you fall and rise again, you discover strength you didn't know you had. And with every small victory, you build momentum, and that momentum becomes the foundation of lasting confidence. So stop waiting for permission, stop waiting for fear to disappear, stop waiting for the perfect timing that may never come. Confidence is built in motion, not in waiting. Take the step today, even if it's shaky. Start the conversation, apply for the opportunity, share your voice, pursue the dream. Don't let hesitation rob you of your growth. Remember, every confident person you see today was once someone who doubted themselves but acted anyway. The difference between them and those still stuck is not talent, it's action. And once you understand this truth, you will no longer wait for confidence to come. You will create it, moment by moment, step by step, until it becomes the unshakable strength within you. My friend, the greatest mistake people make when trying to improve their confidence is thinking it's all about themselves, how they look, how they sound, how they appear. But let me tell you a secret. Your presence becomes truly powerful the moment it stops being about you and starts being about others. Confidence is not built in a vacuum. It flourishes when you add value to the lives around you. People don't remember the sharpest suit in the room, the loudest voice, or the flashiest smile. They remember the person who made them feel seen, who made them feel important, who gave them hope. When you shift your focus from how do I look to how can I help, something remarkable happens. The pressure to perform vanishes, the fear of judgment shrinks, and suddenly you stand taller, not because you are perfect, but because you are purposeful. Think about the most powerful personalities you've encountered. Were they always the most polished? No. They were the ones who listened with genuine care, who spoke words that encouraged, who carried an energy that lifted others higher. Adding value doesn't always mean giving advice or solving problems. It can be as simple as offering a smile, lending an ear, or reminding someone of their worth. When you walk into a room with the intention to serve, people feel it. They lean toward you not because you demand attention, but because your presence gives them something their soul was craving. Connection, encouragement, hope. And that, my friend, is the foundation of magnetic confidence. Confidence that is self-centered fades quickly, but confidence that serves others endures. Adding value to others also has a beautiful ripple effect. It comes back to you multiplied. When you make others feel seen, you begin to feel seen yourself. When you give encouragement, your own spirit is lifted. When you serve with love, you discover a sense of fulfillment that no applause or attention could ever give. And the best part is, you don't need to be rich, famous, or extraordinary to add value. You just need to be intentional, you need to be present, you need to choose kindness when it's easier to ignore, patience when it's easier to rush, and compassion when it's easier to judge. Every act of value you add to someone else becomes a brick in the foundation of your own confidence, because you realize your worth is not in how the world measures you. It's in the difference you make in the lives you touch. So if you want to grow into the kind of personality that people respect, remember this. True presence is not about being noticed, it's about being felt. It's about leaving people better than you found them. When you focus on adding value, you won't need to chase confidence. It will naturally rise within you because you'll know deep down you are making an impact. Walk into every room not asking, what can I gain, but asking, what can I give? And watch how the atmosphere shifts. Watch how people gravitate toward you, and watch how your own sense of confidence deepens. Because in the end, the most powerful personalities are not the ones who shine for themselves, but the ones who light the way for others. And that is a confidence that cannot be shaken.